bus driver? You. Would you date a
If he
bus
owns
driver?
the bus, if he owns
No.
it, if he owns the bus,
See, that's a
Ayala.
problem. That's a problem. That's a problem.
Hi, you guys. So, because I do have to break these videos up a little bit, um, I'm gonna let you guys hear how a snippet of how the conversation started about the bus driver. And then I'll let you hear how she tried to come back after people started creating all this commentary around what she had to say and her attitude. And then I'll come back.
So out of the 50,000 plus comments posted on social, I only saw a handful that even considered the possibility of a bus owner being a more aspirational position and recognizing that I am actually speaking and pouring into the ascension of black men when I said what I said. But see, no, some of y'all were too busy naming and shaming me personally and black women in general as undesirable, gold diggers, and much worse. Now, I suspect that some of y'all are the same men that were bringing home C's and D's on your report cards, only to then be coddled by parents that said, well, that's okay, as long as you're doing your best. Well, listen, I love and believe in the excellence of black men. So no, my dear, C's and D's or any other form of mediocrity is not okay. No, I will not create a soft place for you or anybody that I love to fall comfortably into the bigotry of low expectations. So I'm going to say one more time, there's absolutely nothing wrong with driving a bus. My mother Gloria drove one for years. But could it be that black America has been sold a narrative of average, regular, and typical being good enough for us? Well, see, that's called white supremacy. And in this case, it takes the form of conditioning black Americans to happily accept being a permanent American underclass. But see, because I know the truth about black folk in America, no, average is not and will never be good enough for me. And the gag is, I don't think it's good enough for you either.
Hi, you guys. I wanted to come on and to bring up the conversation from Eboni K Williams, who I guess she's an analyst for the Griot and probably some other outlets. Because I believe I was hearing DJ Envy and Kim Whitley kind of addressing the situation at the Breakfast Club. So I think they're saying that she have appeared on their podcast, which is funny because when you think about the audience for the Breakfast Club, she's not talking to the 1% tax bracket, right, in America. So that's interesting. When you sit and you say things, you don't realize that you're offending, or you could be offending people, in particular your quote unquote audience. And so it's going to be interesting to see how that turns out. But anyway, I don't know. I just feel like these people oftentimes are getting these jobs, and it's not because they're qualified, it's because of who they know, right? Because I was sitting there thinking, like, well, she could have just sat there and let Ayala Van Zant make her point, right? Just let the lady make her point of what she was trying to get to if the conversation was about relationships. And it didn't sound like it was just about black men, but somehow now this is a conversation about black people, right? We take it out the fact that she is available to all these other men. So you don't necessarily have to concern yourself about the black bus driver. And so just stick to that. Just stick to that instead of trying to make this some black man and black woman conversation, because I don't really think that it's that. Obviously, if you have all these options that are available to you where these people are making the money that you so desire, then just say that. Like, why go into this thing about, black women and, because everyone do not want the same thing. And it kind of goes back to the conversation with Nika at Night as well, when she was saying she prefers to date black because that is the space that she's in. She's in an African American space, and she puts herself in an African American space. So, and there is no right or wrong with that. And it's always weird to hear people try to badmouth and your ass is black, but you badmouth your own community. So it's that part of it, but it's a part of the conditioning that, it's a very deep conversation beyond just worrying about somebody's salary. And I think that's what Ayala was trying to say. Happiness is not always going to come with these price tags that y'all putting on stuff. Because, yeah, you can get to the money, but then if the guy is crazy that you in the house with, then what? Right? So the money was just worth it. I mean, if that's the way you see things, then that's just the way you see things. And some people do see it like that, right? And I don't know, I want to go live. If I can get this video up and another video up really fast, I will probably go live for a few minutes, even though I still got to go to work tomorrow. I'm in the working class, okay? And most people, the funny thing to me, I didn't show the full clip. It's on her Instagram page, Ebony's, where she comes back yet again and still trying to explain herself, which she further, to me, put her foot in her mouth with some of the stuff she was saying. Because I think this stuff is irrelevant and it's neither here nor there. You have a right to say, I'm comfortable where, in my space. Just like Neek at Night was saying, people have a right to their own comfort zone. You don't get to tell people with how they need to be out here living their life, in particular black women. It's the same conversation that she's having. But I do think that it was rude and disrespectful, the way in which she handled what Ayala Van Zandt was asking her. I think she could have just said, I don't know, and just let the lady make her point, because the point was missed because everybody was so caught up in her reaction to the bus driver question. And that's unfortunate, right? Because I think there was a point there that Ayala was trying to make, and maybe it's still there and up for debate or conversation as well. I don't think she's telling people to settle. I think she's questioning if people think that they really know what happiness is, because some people think they know what it looks like and they really don't. So it is what it is. But let me know what you guys thought about the conversation in the comments. What do you think about her coming back and trying to explain herself and then putting up that chart? That's what I wanted to get to. She put up that chart, the median chart about incomes based on race. And of course, African Americans are at the bottom of it. And I told you guys, I brought this up before as well on my channel. I think it's somewhere on this channel or the other one, the Golly channel. Go over there and subscribe over there as well. I think I'm going to go live over there later on. But when I was talking about when Kevin Samuels was still here, so it's like a year ago, I was bringing this up as well. Some of the stuff that he was saying, it's not realistic. It's not a realistic conversation for most African American people. And it's okay, like Neek at Night is saying, for us to be happy where we are. Don't let people make you think that happiness is just about one thing, because it's not. Like I said, some of these people with money is crazy as hell. Okay, let's just keep it real. Let's just keep it real about that. And I've said that before too. Some of these, people are chasing these guys around, but it's a price to pay though when you land them. Sometimes it's a price that you will pay when you do end up with some of these guys. So let's not make all of this money talk sound like it's a fairy tale at the end of it. It's like some of this other stuff that people put out here. These situations are not always ideal, and they're not always going to have a happy ending that come with them. But people love to talk up things a certain way. If money is your end goal, then okay. But if you're looking to get married and be happy, I think that's what Ayala was trying to say. Like a lot of people are pointing out, because I'm hearing some commentary today that she don't even date black men anyway. So that's what I was saying. She could have just let Ayala make her point, because that's not really her dating pool. To even try to get into that conversation with Ayala. And I don't think that's about us settling, because most of us are here with the bus driver, right? Most black people in this country are not making all this money to where we can sit around and say, well, what I'm not going to do. I mean, you can do it. You can say it. You can do that. You can say that. Like I said, that doesn't mean a happy ending is coming with that. That doesn't mean happiness is coming with that. That doesn't mean you're going to stay married to that person. That don't mean that person is going to marry you. Right? I think Kim Whitley, which I thought, I don't know, I think she was just coming from an honest place. She said she knew a lot of women, and I believe she meant in Hollywood, who think like Ebony, and they're all single. So I don't know, but let me know what what did you guys think about the whole conversation? I think the Breakfast Club, the two hosts over there, were feeling kind of away because they've had her over there on their platform, and like I said, most of their audience, they're not in this 1% tax bracket, right? There's 6 black billionaires in this country, 6. Okay, so let's stay real. Now I do feel that maybe Ayala could have said cameraman, like I said, to make her feel more comfortable in a space where she is familiar, right? Because maybe she's not familiar with dealing with people on an everyday level, right? But you know, all bus drivers are not black, so this never had to become a black conversation. The fact that she's open to dating all these other people as well. This, once again, this did not have to become a black conversation, because you can very well marry a man who's not black and have the type of money that you want him to have, if you so choose to. So this never had to become this big black debate out here where we have to sit here and act like we have to put each other down. And that's just my thing. But let me know what you guys think about some of the commentary out here. What do you think about what she had to say? What do you think about what DJ Envy had to say? I think they were just trying to kind of stick up for their audience, right? Because how are you going over there? And I'm curious to know, what do she say when she go to the Breakfast Club? Why is she even there? Because if you don't have a relationship with the common folk, how can you even speak to them in the first place, right? See, people start telling on themselves out here. Anyway, let me know what you guys think about this conversation, and I'll see you in the next video.